Hello, everyone. I'm Rebecca Bickham, Editor-in-Chief of Materials Performance Magazine. And today, I'm joined by Andrew Hawley, who is the Senior Principal Systems Architect at American Innovations. Hi, Andrew. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Rebecca. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So, Andrew, I keep seeing Mega Rule getting lots of press in our industry right now. What's driving all this interest?
Yeah, so Mega Rule has been in the making since the San Bruno incident in 2010, and it became effective back in 2020. But I think what's driving a lot of the press today is that many of the deadlines are coming into play now. And so gas pipeline operators are required to understand and to implement these new regulations.
What is it about Mega Rule in particular that stands out to you that may not be getting talked about very much?
Mega Rule has many facets. It's more than just an extension of jurisdiction. We think that compliance departments may struggle at first, at least now, to comply with the new rules. And I can give you two examples of that. One is whenever any line goes into the ground, new or repair, and is buried and backfilled, operators are now required to perform ACVG or DCVG surveys looking for coating holidays. And then they have 6 months to remediate anything that they find. Another example is operators have 72 hours to respond to any significant weather event. They must arrive and assess that pipe. And so in the past, operators had the luxury of relying upon their own scheduling to avoid delinquencies. But now they're being held accountable for external events that they don't really have control over. And there's two parts to that. They need to know that the events occurred, and then they need to document those events and their responses in a database of record so that they can always prove compliance.
I'm hearing that stray currents have always posed a problem for cathodic protection professionals, and now there are some new regulations in that area as well. Could you tell our listeners about that?
There's some extensions to Part 2 in the Mega Rule and some new definition around electrical interference surveys and monitoring. And so now operators are required to perform these assessments and then to respond to any anomalies that they find and remediate those within 15 months or within 6 months of getting a permit to perform those remediations. So there's some complexity to the scheduling. In addition, operators are required to perform these assessments whenever they are needed, which is a little open-ended. And so again, the challenges there are around scheduling and then documenting in a compliance database of record to be able to stand up against any future audit.
Mega Rule seems to be touching on many different areas. Is there a common thread you're seeing?
We do see a common thread. And this is where I think American Innovations can support gas pipeline operators the best. And this is around the need for having a professional-grade compliance database of record that includes a robust scheduling component.
Andrew, are there any final thoughts you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I do have one. I want to talk for just a minute about the new Type C designations for gathering lines, and especially around the corrosion control requirements for the larger diameter pipes. Cathodic protection is at the heart of our industry. It is well understood. It's very mature. But with the increased volumes for these assessments and data volumes that are coming in, especially on lines that tend to be more remote, like the gathering lines, a new critical need, I believe, is to have remote monitoring units that are out in the field and gathering sensor data, and then being able to flow that sensor data into the compliance database of record. And I think that's what we do best.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us today, Andrew.
Great. Thank you, Rebecca. I really appreciate the time.
Again, I'm Rebecca Bickham, and we were joined today by Andrew Hawley of American Innovations. Thank you so much for joining us.